as you can tell, we're in a bit of a sticky situation. The custom applicator was doing some spraying for us, and after the 14 inches of rain we had here last week, the sprayer is now stuck in the field. Before people start spamming the comments and saying, why are you out spraying after you just had 14 inches of rain? Well, to tell you the truth, this might be the last chance we get out in the field for quite some time, as we're supposed to get another inch to 2 inches here tomorrow and the day after. So we didn't have many options to getting our post pass down on soybeans, so we knew it was wet out in the fields. We sent them out to try to do their best, putting down some more chemical. Now we're gonna try our best to getting their sprayer unstuck. You can tell this is a wet spot in the field because the tire tracks here are a good 1.5 feet deep, and he just started sinking and sinking and sinking more, to the point where the sprayer stopped dead in its tracks. To get the sprayer out, we ran a cable between our tractor to the sprayer. Let's see if this is gonna work. Talk about leaving a mess behind. We thankfully got the sprayer out of this wet hole, but look at the mess it left behind. It's hard for the camera to tell, but if I step down in this trench, it is over my knee. We now have tracks out here in our soybean field, over 2 foot deep. Almost looks like a tile ditch over here, currently walking in it. Up to my hip. It's crazy how much he sunk down in here. Well, we got it unstuck the first time, and I was just about to ride with Caleb for a while up in the cab to see how it went. And as you can tell, we had to get the cable back out. We didn't make it anywhere, and we're stuck again. So now we're gonna cable back up, try to pull it to the road, at least get out of the field, then decide if we're gonna try to keep spraying this field or maybe just let it be for the time being. Guess what? Guess what? Caleb and I made it 5 feet again, and we're stuck. Here's the honest to truth problem. If you look right here at the top of the soil surface, it looks completely dry, and it is dry. But the problem is it's really wet underneath. So now we're about 5 feet from the road. This time we're gonna yank the sprayer out, just get on the road, and just leave this half of the field unsprayed and start working on the other half. Well, we're back on the road now. Hopefully we don't have to use the tow chain for the 3rd time. We're just about to pull into the next pass. Hopefully better spraying ahead. Wing it off to the side.
Yeah, we're just gonna get around it. By the 3rd time you gotta get pulled out here.
Yeah. Better just take your chips and walk away, you know. We only got 35 acres off on that load, and since the sun's going down, we called it a night. So he's just gonna leave the sprayer parked here, and we're gonna pick things back up in the morning because we still have another 120 acres to go, and hopefully that side of the field dries off. But I want to show you guys, I mean, I showed you it was up to my hip of where that hole was down there in the field, but look, we have mud a good 4 feet off the ground that's sitting here on the axle. It's just crazy how dry it looks on top, but underneath, 14 inches of rain, I mean, it's still really soggy underneath. While I wait here for the sprayer for somebody to come pick me up and take me back home for the night, oh, I just wish I owned a sprayer that was just this nice. Someday I'll have something like this of my own. But until then, we'll see you guys back in the morning when Caleb and I pick things back up. Hopefully not get stuck, but to finish spraying our soybeans before the next rain. We have 2 goals for today. Goal number 1, not see the sprayer get stuck again. And goal number 2 is to ride along with Caleb and learn as much as I possibly can about the technology inside the sprayer. So let's head on out there and see how the day goes.
Here underneath our target rate is how you can tell if you're, so this button here on the controller will activate your sensors. And so when you push that, you'll see these will all turn green and they'll have like lines underneath them. And that's how you know that it's running off the sensors.
So that's keeping the boom height like level and high off the ground.
Correct, right. So it's keeping it 35 inches is what the target's set at. Above, so you can change it between canopy, so the top of the plant, or you can set it to the ground. So like when you're doing pre's or something, there's no canopy, so you got it off the ground. But once everything starts coming up and it gets taller, you're running off the canopy. Well, I suppose you could run off the ground too, but on weedy areas, you know, it might bounce around a lot more. Going here. With spraying, it's pretty nice because you get to follow planter tracks for the most part. So you know if the planter hits something, you're gonna hit something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're not sticking out any farther than what the planter was.
Nope. Will be so like all these telephone poles are far away, but you'll get to some fields where the telephone poles are right next to the edge of the field.
Yeah.
And you'll see it like if the planter swerved around them, well, you'll follow the planter row anyways, so you'll swerve around it too. But if you weren't for some reason,
yeah,
like
good when you're putting down trees.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And you can't really see your before somebody worked the field.
Right. They also got a camera for on your
backing up.
So backing in the corners, you can kind of see.
Is that the only camera?
On this one, yes. They do make cameras that'll be like up in there.
Yep.
That can point down the road, and they can use that as vision track.
They call it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or of course now they got spot and spray.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different ordeal.
Yeah. It's all about how much money you want to spend. Really, that's the trick.
I'm walking around the sprayer as they're filling everything up again for another bill. Right here, this is one of those ground sensors that is measuring how high the crop canopy is to know how high to keep the boom. There's 5 of those across the 120-foot boom. Honestly, a really cool feature in my opinion. Just one of the new things that I'm learning about on the sprayer here.
So we're loaded back up, heading out to put up another fill. This is pretty much the day of the life of the custom applicator, ain't it?
That's basically it, yeah. You
unload,
spray it out.
Load, unload, spray.
It's, I don't know, it's kind of peaceful, enjoyable.
It's fun to run big equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially when you're on the highway and everybody's trying to get around you.
Yeah.
So you're going to be spraying all day.
Unless it gets too windy.
Yeah.
I'll be spraying all day.
How many acres can you spray in a day?
So when I'm doing like a 10 gallon to the acre rate, I can get, if all my fields are within a good area and the water tender guys are on doing their job, I can do about 1,000 acres a day.
Jump back out of the sprayer now, and I really appreciate Caleb letting me ride along inside the sprayer. I felt like I learned a lot about what it takes to operate the sprayer, things that go on inside the cab, just a lot of the things that I never knew before since it's my first time riding in a self-propelled sprayer like this. Now we're gonna pop the drone up in the air and get some sweet shots of the sprayer in action. Caleb's just finishing up his last round out there in the field, and he mentioned to me that this is gonna be his last field of the day because of how windy it's starting to get. It's unfortunate because number one, we still got quite a few acres of soybeans, like this field here, that need to get sprayed. And that leads into number two, 200 acres of soybeans fields that just look like this. Nothing but the soybeans are rotted off, black soil. We need to get those replanted, but that leads into number three. 3 days this week it's supposed to rain, which we still have standing water out in the middle of this field, which means spraying, planting, that's gonna get pushed back even further. Now I might be jumping ahead of myself by just a little bit by saying this, but it's been a wild start to the growing season. Who's to say it's gonna end here? And I'd love for you guys to be a part of the journey the rest of the way. And to do that, you just gotta hit that subscribe button down below. Now I'm gonna head out and go start picking some rocks out in this field. So that's gonna do it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. See ya in the next one.